Here's some more examples of absolute value. So if I'm taking a look at an airplane versus a submarine, I can see that the airplane is flying 5,000 feet above sea level and the submarine is 1,200 feet below sea level. So which would have the higher absolute value? Well, you would say the airplane, 5,000 spots away from zero, whereas the submarine is 1,200 spots away from zero. Here's a little graphic here to kind of show you some of the heights and depths of our world. So commercial airlines, right? Continental, Delta, they typically fly about 35,000 feet in the air. And that's what this diagram shows us. Mount Everest is about 29,000 feet above sea level. And that's what this shows us here, 29,035 feet above sea level. So those things are above. So you can see airplanes fly above what the height is of Mount Everest. Now, what about the Titanic? The Titanic was a boat that sank famously many years ago, and now it's sunk to the bottom of the ocean. And the Titanic is actually negative 12,400 feet below sea level. And then if you think that's far, well, we actually have a trench near Japan, south of Japan. There's a famous trench that is over 36,000 feet below sea level. And so it's hard to imagine how far that is, but think about that's more than Mount Everest. That's actually more than airplanes fly, except it's below sea level. So I'm going to take an opportunity just to kind of draw some of those examples and answer the question, why are absolute values important in life? Where do we see them? Why do we need them? So there's our example about the airplane and submarine. And drew a little quick example of the different heights, either above or below sea level. Keep it in mind that sea level is always going to be zero, just like that. In this example, I have a diagram showing of a bird flying about 24 feet above the ocean, a scuba diver that's 22 feet below the ocean, and an octopus that is 25 feet below the ocean. The reason I know that they're below is, well, because they're below, but the negative here tells me it's below sea level. Question is, which is the furthest from sea level? The answer to that would be your octopus. Why? Because it is 25 feet below. It has the largest, the absolute value of negative 25 is 25. It has the largest absolute value, whereas the other two would have 22 and 24.